Hey ladies, so I am popping in here today to talk to you about a few of the essential things that you are going to need to be doing over these next few weeks to make sure that you are successful in kind of achieving your goals and working towards them. So, one of the biggest things that we are going to need to work on is planning. And I know some of you might be really good at this in some areas, and this may be something totally off the wall for some of you. I know it was for me. I was never a planner, but I've kind of had to adjust that in my life, and it's made a huge difference. So I can tell you that it will be worth it. But one of the key areas that is going to be really important to plan in is your nutrition. So Beachbody makes it super, super simple to figure out your meal plan. It might be a little bit different than you're used to doing because, again, it does take a little bit more work to make sure you're staying on track. But with each of your programs, they have a meal plan set aside. So you can hop into your on-demand. If you have it, everything's for you online and either an app, which is really nice because you can pull it up wherever on your phone. Or if you're at a computer, you can pull it up there. Or if you're old school and have the pen and paper, you can absolutely do that as well. And please ask me if you guys have any questions about how to figure that out, because I want to make sure that you guys all have that set up. But you're going to figure out what you need to be eating as far as containers or food groups go for your plan. And each program kind of adjusts. It's similar for a lot of them, but they are adjusted so that it targets the proper nutrition that you need to keep up for that program and also get the results that you want to get. So make sure you kind of identify that, look through that, figure out what foods you need to be eating for everything. From there, you kind of are going to decide then, okay, we're going to plan out for the week. And I say to do a week at a time because that kind of sets you up for the work week. And then I use my weekends to reset for the next week when I have a little bit more time. So Saturday or Sunday, typically I prefer to do Saturdays so I don't feel like I have to get everything done in a day. But Saturday I will sit down and I'll look at my meal plan for the next week. And I start with dinner. So I pick out my dinners for the week and then my lunches. And I kind of figure out what containers and food groups I'm going to be using for those meals. And then I fill in the rest of my day with whatever's left and kind of plan that out. And the nice thing about when you're looking at it ahead of time is you can kind of move things around as you're going. So you're not locked into anything like you are if you're thinking about just one day at a time. When you're looking at it ahead of time, it gives you a little bit more room for flexibility and change as you're kind of making that plan. A few things that I have found is if I'm eating protein steadily throughout the day, which is usually the food group that we have the most containers for, that helps to keep me filled up. So I try to spread that out and have, dinner, lunch, maybe an afternoon snack, and then breakfast are kind of my proteins for the day. And then carbs tend to make me a little bit more sleepy. So I try to avoid those a little bit more for lunchtime so I don't get into an afternoon slump. And I kind of spread those out throughout the day as well. And then I fill in everything with fruits and veggies and the other ones. I will also say that eating from every food group is super important. So our bodies crave things when we're not getting the right nutrition. So if you're leaving out certain food groups, you're going to start being more hungry or you're going to be craving things because your body's not getting the fuel that it needs if you're skipping certain things. So, for example, I have a super hard time sometimes remembering my orange containers because I typically don't eat a lot of those things. I'm not a huge salad person, so salad dressing is not like a go-to throughout my day. And I'm not a huge nuts and seed person. But I fit those in during my day because it helps to kind of quench any of those cravings that I'm having. And you're not going to crave nuts and seeds. You're going to crave all the other food groups that you're feeding your body. So your body is talking to you. And once you start fueling it appropriately, you're going to stop having so many of those cravings throughout the day. And you're going to stay full when you spread things out. So make sure that you put down that solid plan. Then your next step is to head to the grocery store. I will also say that when I plan out for my week, I know exactly how many fruits and veggies I need to buy. I know how much meat I need to get, and I don't overbuy as much as I used to do before I made a plan. If there's a great sale going on, I do buy extra of things like meats that I can throw in the freezer for later and then maybe use that the next week so I don't have to spend extra money. Some stores have like great like 2-for-1 deals or whatever. So take advantage of that too. And you can plan those for ahead. But grocery shopping is your next step. Then after you come home from the grocery store, like I said, I like to do Saturdays so that I don't have to do this all in one day. So if I went grocery shopping on Saturday, I might not do my prep till Sunday for the week. But then on your prep day, what you want to do is chop up any fruits or veggies, wash it all, chop it up. I will a lot of times chop up veggies and put them in Tupperwares, and then those go into like dinners or lunches. I don't necessarily pre-package everything all at once. I might clump fruits and veggies like into the same container and then portion them out throughout the week, but I don't have to do like the whole chopping step. And then maybe prep any meats that you can ahead of time. If you're okay reheating stuff, absolutely do that. I'm not a huge like reheat person. I don't use the microwave a ton, so I try to prep too much stuff ahead of time that I have to reheat, and I like to make my dinner when I get home. But the more I have chopped up and ready to go, the easier that is. I do pack all of my lunches ahead of time. So I will pack whatever my like main course is for lunch into 5 different Tupperwares for the week because I work 5 days a week. And then I throw fruits and veggies a lot of times in like snack size baggies, or if I'm combining like yogurt and fruit, I put those in a little Tupperware as well. And I have those all set in the fridge. So in the morning when I'm getting ready for work, I throw everything in my lunch bag and I'm good to go. I have tried doing things last minute, and I will tell you that is when I cheat. That is when I give in to like, oh, I'm just going to go out for lunch today. No big deal. Like I can still find things on the menu, and I end up getting so off track or spending extra money, and you just don't need to do that. Go in with a plan. I promise you, you will not be as tempted to cheat. There still might be those times, but having a plan kind of prevents that from happening as much as possible. So that's kind of how you're going to plan out the nutrition side of things. The next part is just kind of planning out your workouts. So I know that if I don't work out first thing in the morning, I'm more likely to make excuses. So that is something I like to do, is get my workout done when I'm up in the morning and check it off the list. And then I know no matter what happens throughout the day, I'm not going to be off track with my workout. So sometimes that means waking up 45 minutes to an hour earlier so that I don't have to stress out after work if I'm super tired and exhausted from a long work day to get it done. So plan a time, pick a time, and stick to it. Now, you're going to plan a backup time. Maybe your alarm doesn't go off in the morning. Maybe you're running late. Maybe you're like super exhausted and for some reason you're just like, I'm not going to do it. You're going to have a backup time to work out so that if you don't get it done at your original time that you planned for, you're going to have a second time that's like, kind of like your catch-all. You're just like, okay, I got to do it. This is my backup plan. That's what we're going to do. So have that kind of set aside so that kind of catches you if you do try to fall off track. So plans for working out. Now I'm going to give you guys a little tough love. It is going to be extremely hard, especially since a lot of you are trying to get back on track from excuses and indulging and all this stuff. You are going to feel so good if you take it one day at a time. Some days you're going to have to take it 1 hour at a time, sometimes 20 minutes at a time. But say no to those temptations. Say no to that donut at work that somebody's offering you. Our minds have been trained that we're supposed to say yes if somebody offers it. Just because it's there doesn't mean you have to take it. And I promise you, your results are going to reward all of those no's that you have to say, and they're going to get easier. So just don't do it. Don't give in. It is possible to do it. I can do it. You guys can do it. You don't have to give in to temptation. And that is why this support group is here. All right. One more thing we're kind of going to implement throughout this week or the next few weeks is personal development. This has been key to my mindset. It's been key to keeping me sane and focused when my days get crazy, and kind of just putting myself in a better, more positive mindset when life kind of doesn't want to keep me there. Things are going to happen. People are going to say negative things. Negative things are going to happen. Bad days are going to come. And you can't prevent that, but what you can do is give yourself some tools to learn how to kind of cope with those things and teach you some more strategies for life. Life doesn't get easier. We just get better at dealing with it. So I'll share with you a couple books that I have found to be super helpful, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to be reading over these next few weeks. So I just finished this book, I Am That Girl. Super awesome. Tells it like it is. The author is very blunt, down to earth. It's basically like talking to a girlfriend or something. She has a lot of personal examples, but it just kind of talks about how to make your goals, how to go about setting goals for yourself, and that you're in charge overall of your life and where you're going and when and what you want to succeed. So that's a great book. This one, actually I'll show you this one. This one is one that I actually read in the mornings. So you may have seen me post about this, but this is by Joyce Meyer. It's called the Confident Woman Devotional. And it's like a day-by-day, just kind of like passage and then little message. So this is a really nice type of thing. They have devotionals for just about any kind of thing that you want to find. You can look on Amazon or go to Target or wherever. Those are like my go-to stores, clearly. But this is really nice to just have a quick, simple read in the morning, just to kind of get your mind jump-started for the day and give you some stuff to think about. This one I had started reading. It's called Essentialism, The Disciplined Pursuit of Less. But I'm putting this one on pause. For me, this was a little bit more, I don't know if scientific is the right word, but it wasn't quite what I'm looking for right now. So I found another one that I really wanted to try. So I started this one. It is a great book if you're looking to kind of just figure out how to pare down your life and figure out what things you need to be doing to just kind of keep yourself focused and on what's absolutely important and how to figure that out. Great read. This is what I'm going to be doing. It is called Hello Mornings by Kat Lee, and it is talking about how to build a grace-filled, life-giving morning routine. So I still have a lot of trouble with mornings, even though like I know they're super helpful. So I'm going to start this one to kind of see what it has to offer and just to help me learn a little bit more of how to be a morning person, because unlike previously thought by me, I don't know if you guys thought this too, but you don't naturally have to be a morning person to actually be a morning person. You can become one. So I'll be reading this. And then I also got this, depending on how fast I get through the other one. But this is called Grace, Not Perfection, Embracing Simplicity and Celebrating Joy. And it's kind of more of like a little, like there's like journal entry type things in there. So it's a little bit more active book. And I might dive into this if I get through the other one really quick, or maybe I might read them at the same time. I don't know. But I have a few other ones. Miracle Morning is another really good one for how to jumpstart your mornings and kind of create a routine. Present Over Perfect is really good. You Are a Badass is really good. I've read probably like 25 to 30 of these books throughout the past couple years. So if you need more suggestions, please just ask me. But I really, really urge you all to pick a book. It can be an Audible, or it can be, I feel like I center myself more when I have like a physical book, but I also do Audible when I'm driving, because I drive a lot for work. So that's an easy way to get it in if you don't really feel like you're going to have time to sit down and read. So pick a book. It's going to help you a ton with your mindset. If you need suggestions, let me know. I'm not going to make this video any longer than it already is, but hopefully it's super helpful. Please post below with what program you are doing, what day you are going to be doing your prepping, and what book you are going to be reading these next few weeks. Or if you can't decide on a book, post below something that you really feel like you're struggling with and ask me for a suggestion. I got you. So get excited. We are going to be having a lot of fun. Keep it simple as possible, and just plan. I will also be starting a Facebook thread to kind of chat. So it'll be a little bit easier to check in throughout the day and kind of get information from everyone with that. So be looking for you don't really get an invite, but just look for a message to pop up in that thread, and that's what it is. So ask me any questions, post below with your comments, and I'm super excited. I hope you're having a great weekend. Bye, ladies.